What's up YouTube, this is JP Panther back on the video, and today's video is actually my Deadpool 3 video, and also this is also Marvel news update video, so I feel like it's important for me to talk about it. And again, there hasn't been a lot of Marvel news update video recently, so again, I feel like I have the right to talk about it. So again, this comes from cinnamobland.com. Again, I will link the article in the description box down below so you guys can check it out. So it says Deadpool the creator blames Marvel for Deadpool 3's delay, and it talks about, since Disney bought Fox and stuff like that. Let me see what he says, whatever, because I know this is what he says. Again, you guys can read the whole entire thing, but again, I'm just gonna read the most important stuff and kind of get straight to the point. This is what he says. I guess he said on like a live stream or whatever it is. He says, "I blame Marvel. I blame Marvel. That hasn't happened yet. They are the reason it hasn't happened. Whatever happened, it doesn't fit into their master plan. Just commission it, okay? Commission it. If Frank Fatisa was still around, you would say, Frank, paint for me." And I guess he was talking about how, and again, there's certain things he does agree with. Not, I don't agree with everything he says, but there's certain things I kind of agree with the Rob Liefeld says, whatever. Pretty much saying that, the reason why they're not going to do it because it's not part of their master plan, and it's because it's not family friendly. Because remember, they tried to do a PG-13 Deadpool, like 2 years ago, whatever they call it, Once Upon a Deadpool. I heard it was terrible, whatever it is, and it flopped. So I feel like in his personal opinion, he's just like, man, they're scared to do it because it's radar. They want to appeal to China. They don't want to freaking, alienate their particular family audience, and also they don't want they want it to be Disney-fied. You feel me? So I feel like Deadpool, they're having a hard time doing it, and I feel like Deadpool is not gonna get in. That's what he's probably thinking. He's like, Deadpool is not even getting into it because they're scared of taking the risk, and they're scared of just kind of playing with that game. You feel me? Because it's radar, it's dark, it's demonic, and he's comedy oriented, and it's still some of the stuff that doesn't translate to the MCU. The tone doesn't fit right, but I kind of get what he's trying to say. So I'm like, man, I put my hard work into this shit, whatever, and y'all just keep fucking it up and blah blah. So I understand his frustration. Also, I kind of do agree with some of his points he says, because if you really think about it, like, even he was saying, he's talking about how, Kevin Feige, you planned all this stuff. You planned Iron Man dying. You planned Chris Evans going away. You planned freaking Black Widow jumping off a cliff and dying. You almost freaking lost Spider-Man. And again, he's making some great points because, if you look, and he's talking about like Shang-Chi, Black Widow, freaking Eternals. This is this big plan. This was always in the works. And honestly, there's certain things I do kind of agree with him, because if you think about it, in my personal opinion, there's all these reports about, they talk about diversity and stuff like that, in my personal opinion. Because in my personal opinion, this is my true feel, right? They talk about diversity, representation, stuff like that. In my personal opinion, I just felt like Disney and Marvel's kind of full of shit too, because you had Avengers Endgame, you could have thrown Shang-Chi and Eternals and all these freaking characters years ago, you feel me? You have to wait till Black Panther becomes successful and Captain Marvel to be somewhat, to be successful as well, to be like, okay, now we can go this diversity woke phase. You could have freaking made the whole entire, you could have, instead of, you could have freaking made, you could have had freaking Endgame focus on Black Panther, Captain Marvel, WandaVision, Falcon, all these other characters, but instead you guys played it safe. You're like, oh, we're going to have the 6 Avengers and have them have their own story and wrap it up and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I feel like they're kind of full of shit too. So I understand where the creators coming, the Deadpool creators coming from, because I feel like, in my personal opinion, just on my personal opinion, is that besides impressing the media and getting brownie points on Twitter, what is Phase 4? Because Phase 4 just feels like it's pandering. Like Eternals is like, oh, well, Eternals is going to be hit. Eternals has a lot of controversy, man. We're hearing about a lot of stuff about, the gay actor. We're going to have like a gay Muslim, a gay black superhero, and they're gonna kiss and get married and do all this other stuff. And I'll be honest with you, I just don't think it will be received very well. I don't think the black community will be okay with it, and I don't think in the Middle East the Muslim community will be okay with all of that. You feel me? And we just hearing more about nonsense than more about the story. Like, we haven't heard anything about the Eternal storylines at all. We just heard more about identity politics and, transgender, gender swapping, and, we just haven't heard the story. And once you focus so much on identity politics, race swapping, gender swapping characters and stuff like that, and to fit an agenda, it usually doesn't work out well. And to me, just Eternals just doesn't, like, I looked at it, it's like, yeah, it's okay, but it doesn't make me like, oh my god, Eternals, stuff like that. I feel like you have to drop a bomb-ass trailer for people to get hyped. And I feel like Guardian Galaxy, in my personal opinion, they just told a freaking story, and I feel like, first of all, you just had freaking all. Let's be honest, you had mostly all white men leading the MCU for blah 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 blah. So they didn't have to worry about checking this box, that box, that box. They just put a generic white guy in there. They put in Chris Pratt and have his supporting cast back him up. You feel me? But with this movie, it just seems like they're more worried about the agenda more than telling us a good story. Like, are you gonna make the Eternals as cool and badass as Star-Lord, Rocket, Raccoon, like the Guardians of the Galaxy? Because you have whatever you want. The Guardians of the Galaxy were cool and badass. Are they going to have the same treatment they give to the white superheroes like Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, and Guardian Galaxy, and Star-Lord, and all these motherfuckers? Are they going to give them the same exact treatment and respect to these generic Eternal characters? Because if you look at the Eternals are mostly all white characters if you read the comics. In the movie, they have race swap and gender swap everyone to fit an agenda, and I feel like, in my personal opinion, and the same thing with the creator, is that they're more worried about checking boxes than making a good story. Like, Shang-Chi's cool, but I feel like Shang-Chi's kind of late. It's like, you have the first Asian superhero. Okay, you should have been had the Asian superhero. Like, Black Panther saying as well. Like, I have to wait 10 years for a Black Panther movie for an African American superhero to star in. I feel like it's bullshit. You feel me? It's like, because eventually, that's one of the reasons I feel like manga and anime is going to come out there, because they just tell a story, and if people like it, they like it. And a lot of minorities and women that you guys are trying so hard, because you can tell Marvel and all these studios, they're trying so hard to get that minority and female demographic to spend money, and also to make their franchise bigger, and also to check the points. A lot of them are just going to go to anime, manga, video games, manga, webtoons, and find their own representation, or they're going to find other geek culture properties that they can see themselves represented, because they're not going to freaking wait for freaking all these freaking studios to do diversity and representation when you guys had years and years and years where you could have done it. But now that we're in a very sensitive political climate, you guys want to capitalize and try to go after that market, and also to make it look like you're getting good brownie points from Hollywood, even though Hollywood was one of the most racist freaking businesses on the freaking planet. So you guys are trying to right your wrongs. No, you're just trying to capitalize and make money off of. Let's just keep it on it. And if you're going to do representation, diversity, you better make sure that it's authentic and real, and not on some pandering SJW identity politics bullshit. So again, that's just my personal opinion. I know I kind of went hard, I kind of went ham, but I feel like that's one of the reasons I feel like Deadpool 3 is also getting shoved in, because I just feel like they're trying to focus more on the agenda rather than try to tell a good story. And I feel like with Deadpool 3, that's a guaranteed profit margin. You feel me? They just don't want to take the risk. And I feel like, with the Phase 4 movies coming out, Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool doesn't fit with their Disney political agenda, because Deadpool is is a white male character, and also he doesn't fit with the agenda, and also the problem is that he's rated R. And same thing with the X-Men and Fantastic Four. X-Men and Fantastic Four, besides Storm, most of them are white, so they're not going to try to focus on them right away. That's just what it is. You feel me? Because they focus on all white dudes for 20 plus movies. Now they're like, okay, fuck all of them. We gotta worry about the diversity and representation and stuff like that. And also, that's just my personal opinion, and that's what I'm noticing with Phase 4. Phase 4 just seems like it doesn't feel like it's about the way Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, it felt like they were trying to tell a story and trying to build up to something. I'm like, what are they trying to build up to now with this one? So that's just my personal opinion. Again, when Black Widow and, when the Marvel movie comes out and we come back from this pandemic, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. I'm just telling you what it is, because that's just what I'm seeing from outsider and looking in. You feel me? So again, that's pretty much it, guys. Tell me what you guys think about this whole Deadpool 3 thing. Do you guys agree with him? Do you guys disagree with them? Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you rate and like the video and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace, and have a great day, and take care.